Hi, it's Suzanne again from EFT-scripts.com, and I want to tell you a personal story of something that happened to me this morning. At 5 o'clock, I woke up in terror, jumped out of bed, went to the toilet, and just sat there tapping. I had a terrible, terrible nightmare. That's my cat, if you can hear her, by the way. I had a terrible, terrible nightmare, and it was really scary. There were just so many parts of it. It's like whenever I dreamt it, I would stop dreaming it and then go back to dreaming, and the next part would be even more horrific, and then I'd go back to dreaming, and so on, until I finally woke up in terror. And the main thing that I did when I got up is I tapped. I tapped for about an hour and 10 minutes as I was replaying the dream over and over in my head. And all I did was watch that dream and hear that dream and feel that dream with my eyes open so that it's not too much, not too terrifying, and tapping on all these points over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. I like using both hands, but at the time, instead of using both hands together as I normally do, I was very tired because I'd only slept for about 5 hours and I was exhausted, and so I was just tapping with one hand as I kept replaying that dream. And as I did, eventually, after like 40 minutes of tapping, eventually I started seeing what the dream signified, what gift my subconscious mind was trying to give me to release, because that's what nightmares are. And if you're not familiar with tapping, just have a look underneath and you will get a free tapping guide, no problem, or onto a free tapping course, which is an introductory course that you can hopefully benefit from. Completely free. But anyway, I digress. Back to this nightmare. I just tapped and tapped and tapped, and at the kind of 40-minute mark, that's when the tears started. So I went from terror to sadness. I just kept tapping. I just didn't stop tapping, and I didn't stop replaying that nightmare over and over and over again, just like this, replaying over and over and over again, tapping on whatever points I could reach in that tired state of mind, as I tried to quietly do so in the living room as my other half was asleep in the bedroom. And I didn't want my other half to wake up. I thought, no, you've worked so hard last night. Let's leave you asleep. So, yeah. And after an hour, I just really was so exhausted, but so much happier. I had let go of so much, and I realized what it had to do with. 4 years ago, I made a disastrous career decision. And the consequences of that have been not very nice on my health and well-being and happiness. It hasn't been a good journey. It was, in retrospect, I shouldn't have changed what I did for a living. I should have carried on being me, but I made some changes and some sacrifices I shouldn't have made, and it didn't benefit anyone in the long run. And that's what the nightmare was about. It was because yesterday, before I went to sleep, the true consequences of this, and knowing that it's all coming to an end, the true consequences of this big mistake that I made is finally going to come to an end of November, and now it's mid-September. And we're actually more than mid, a little bit further than mid-September. So 2.5 more months and I'll be free of the mistake that I made. And I just can't wait, because I can imagine just how much happier and healthier I'll be then. And yeah, so there you go. So that's what the dream was about. It was about, oh my God, you know, I've been through all this and there's 2.5 more months of it. But it was so good just to tap on all these points over and over again as I replayed that nightmare as if it was a film in front of me. I was seeing it and I was hearing it, and I find that completely unraveled the whole thing and got me to find out what it was all about, got me to see it in perspective, and took that terror away. And when the terror became sadness, the sadness also lifted, and I was smiling. And now I'm just so happy, and you know, I just can't recommend this enough. So there's no words to say. Just think of the nightmare as you tap on all the points over and over and over again. And if, like me, it takes you 1 hour and 10 minutes to be done, so what? If it takes a few days to be done, so what? Nightmares are a gift from our subconscious mind saying, here, tap on this, let it go. I'm giving you something in a form that you can handle. And I am so grateful to my subconscious mind and to EFT tapping. I hope this has been helpful to you or someone you know. And I look forward to seeing you next time.